not going to get anywhere.
I like this guy.
Spiritually, socially, or otherwise, until you get to that point where you don't give a damn about what other people think about you. You are not going to get anywhere in this world. You're not going to get anywhere financially, spiritually, socially, or otherwise until you get to that point where you don't give a damn about what other people think about you.
All right.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Henry McClure live.
You're not going to get
I'm on the way to my future. It's that guy. I believe that guy 100%. That guy is righteous. Hey, wait a minute. Where'd you go? There you are. Sorry. Look at this. Hey, today's my birthday. Can I tell you why? Look at this. Look at this. Ooh, listen. Did you hear that? That's my hydrogen water. I've been drinking that. These aren't my reading glasses. These are my computer glasses. But we do certify that accordingly in ordinance of Christ himself, we did administer to Henry Austin McClure, the sacrament of holy baptism. Now this goes back to, sorry. All right. This was November 29th. Okay. 1959. I don't know why I thought it was January. I live a timeless life. Henry Brule. This baptism took place at St. David's, the Episcopal Church. Hank Burrow and Betty Burrow were my sponsors. Hank Burrow was a pretty cool dude. Robert Austin McClure, Virginia Augusta Bantleon McClure. I was born July 13th, 1959, Topeka, Kansas. I don't know why I brought that up today. But I like that guy. I like that guy on Facebook. Man, where's he? Had the nicest phone call today from John Ocala. Talked to Christina Ocala. You know something? People shouldn't have to die in your neighborhood to get the government to change. I salute John, what he's doing. I want to help him. But you know something? And I don't want to take this away from anybody, but man, it doesn't go far enough. And what a better time for a guy to bring forward something about where federal funds are going. And when he starts talking to me and telling me about HUD, and I've heard about some nightmares from him about that project, my God. I mean, it's a nightmare what's going on over there. But people shouldn't have to live that way. We should live better. We should all live better. We should all live better. We should all have golf greens in our backyard and basketball courts in our backyard and tennis courts and swimming pools. That's the way we should all live. We should have a lake in our backyard where and then we got people. There's such a disparity between people in our society. And back when I was running for office, county commissioner, 9,413 people other than me. Thank you again. for those that voted for me. But we got to get behind John, the thought of what John's doing. We got to help the guy. You know, somebody accused me of leaning left when I start talking about regulations. You know, I'm regulated. I have a real estate license. I do everything as a transaction broker, which for me is almost like a deregulated broker, because by the time you're dealing with me, you better know what you're doing. You know, you've got to be, you got to know what's going on when you're buying commercial real estate. You got to know what's going on when you're dealing with a transaction broker. You're basically there just to represent the deal. You've got to be honest. You know, you got to treat both people the same. But a transaction broker is there for the deal. And everybody, it seems like everybody's up in arms over one landlord in this town. His name's Lou McGinnis. And the guy, I guess, has cornered the market on rentals. But why is it outrageous to say, you know what, if you're going to be a landlord, you got to have a license? They just don't let anybody drive. There's all sorts of reasons you have a license, right? You don't have to charge a fee, but you have to qualify. Let's just say you had to qualify. Well, oh, you rent a house? Okay, you got to have a license. Okay, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with some regulations of landlords? What I can't handle is retaliation. Hell, it happens in government. I mean, think about that. Think about that. You mentioned Pee Wee Herman and Miss Congeniality enough, you'll get retaliated on. Ain't that right, Johnny Carson? All right, here we go. We're drinking some hydrogen water. They say this hydrogen water is really good for you. And this thing, they say this thing's legitimate. It actually makes, you charge it up with like a phone charger. Did I tell you I'm in the Glass Houses studio tonight? For some reason, I had a really rough day. You know something? Somebody called me and I just said, like, right now, I can't take it right now. I can't take, I don't want to hear about the problems with no solution. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear about all the defeats without somebody at least talking about a win somewhere. And if you want to tell me to go to hell, you got to have tact. You got to make sure that I'm looking forward to the trip. But I did a lot of work. I knocked on doors. I didn't get elected. But I'll tell you one thing. I will tell you one thing for certain. I appreciated that call today. I needed that call from Big John. There's a new wave in this country, and it started by electing Donald J. Trump to the presidency. And the idea of the Doge, I got Shawnee County Doge. Hey, look, let me tell you something. If you're a tenant and you got a bad landlord, you don't want to be, we got to figure out a system. We do. We got to figure out a system. there's hey, the city of Topeka, you need to go ahead, you need to go back and record the TIF agreement and the development agreement at College Hill. They're not, you can't, just because you didn't record it the first time, let the guy, that TIF needs protection. The city literally could have stopped Lou McGinnis from buying that if they would have recorded the TIF agreement and the development agreement. Or they could at least said, hey, hang on. You can buy it, but you got to bring all your other properties up to code. And there's got to be some sort of city regulation that you can have that requires landlords to live up to the standards. And you know something? If I want to stop living up to the standards and not get my real estate license, that's my prerogative. If you're a bad enough driver in this community or the country or the world, they take your license away. And if you get caught driving without a license, there's more harm comes. But why do some people get bent out of shape because all of a sudden there's a new rule and they got to follow some rules? Well, look, if you're going to be in the business of providing homes and making a profit from it, well, you should do it right. Now, see, personally, I haven't gotten into I only sell residential real estate when one of my commercial clients makes me, or if it's a no-brainer and a layup, or if it's a church I want to turn into a house. Anyway, how y'all doing today? Here I got this all screwed up. That's kind of funny. You know what? I make mistakes. I do make mistakes. But my people, I don't have people. I used to have a dog. He liked me, Charlie Wilson. And I didn't have a dog. I was his human. The bill that John brings forward is only limited to Topeka, but why not make that a statewide program? That was one of the things. I ran into running for county commission, that there's certain things that need to be fixed at the state level. It's like our planning commissions. We have the ability to kick the city out of the 3-mile radius today by forming the 3rd planning commission. Oh man. I watched that first citizens committee today. I wanted to take a nap, but man, it's just the same people. I didn't see anybody with any business savvy on that. And so here's what I want to ask the citizens committee there, or that group on the government. The first thing I want to do is, hey, what about the citizens committee that's supposed to be formed? I mean, you really got to make it a full-time job in this community, fighting everything. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I go, well, why not just go to all the other cities and deal with all the other Go Topekas? because they want to do deals with you. They'll deal with you. And then another friend goes, yeah, I should have just sucked up to go to Peak and paid the money anyway. You know what I mean? But you know something, I got ethics and I can live with myself. For some reason, I can't get this off my head. I feel a calling to help the Orthodox Church. I really do. I will tell you this. I was I was embarrassed for the bishop of the Episcopal Church that talked down to Donald J. Trump. I was totally embarrassed. What a time. You know, who is she? Who is she to sit there and say the things that she did to the President of the United States? She had an opportunity to teach the gospel. She had an opportunity to take a whole different road. You know, she goes down, you know, she is the epitome of a glass house studio, baby. Religion is interesting because it's like it can be totally personal and private. Man, I admire the Hindus right now, what they got going on, the 144-year gathering, 45 days. I was talking to Devish, who owns the Travelers Hotel, who still has faith in me, who was very disappointed we couldn't get the economic development money to tear down his hotel. That gas station sits out there vacant. I haven't looked, but I think they finally moved the trailers, where they had people living in the trailers out there. I like that guy. He was one of the few people that let me put Trump signs up. But he had just got back from India. He spent some time there, and he said that there's 414 million are estimated to go through this area. But it was a calling for him. You know, the stars that are aligned, if y'all know about that, the planets that are aligned, that only happens every 144 years. And I'm talking, so when you really start thinking about things being aligned, I'll tell you what made me happy today. What made me happy today is General Milley getting getting his security clearance revoked, getting his security detail taken away, and the thought of losing a star, and the thought of losing his pension. That made me happy today because I think that general was a traitor. I really do. And that Lindsey Graham, he can go to hell. Demanding that John Bolton get his security back. No. And I hope Chris Kobach, I hope there are attorney generals all over the country that go after these people with the presidential pardon, because those guys, the Fauci, if you guys, you know, it becomes a whole different conversation if you got vaccinated. I pray for you guys. But social distancing and masks and all that stuff. You know, getting mad at Trump for calling it the Chinese flu because that's the Chinese virus. You know something? We need a break. We need a break. And you know something right now? I guess we've got what, a veto proof? We got a veto proof Kansas legislature. And I hope those with that power help a guy like John Ocala. He's just trying to help people in his district. Guys like John Ocala shouldn't have to come forward in the fashion he is. People shouldn't have to die. People should want to help guys like John no matter what. And Christina. Sorry. Did it again. The abuse I see on the internet, they literally were given $15 million to give away condoms in Gaza, or you gotta be kidding me. Now I saw somebody say 50 million and this and that, but I'm serious. What they're doing, and see, that's the way I really look at what Go Topeka's doing, where they're putting the money. It's just money laundering. It really is. To me, it is. And because where they're putting the money, I just don't see it being spent the right way. I don't. And you know something? Man, I saw a guy just a minute ago. And he goes, man, oh man, I watch your shows, whatever these are. And he goes, what they're doing, Henry, is they're just trying to say you're just flat out crazy. And that's the way they feel better about themselves. You know, they got to discredit you, Henry, that you're crazy. That you're absolutely crazy. We'll see. Next time you see Pee Wee Herman, ask him who's the best real estate guy in town. It's a great story. Well, I actually still have work to do. Hey, let me tell you a little something about something right here. See that right there? Now that right there is hey Mike, when you send me the artwork via email, that's what the image comes out if you don't manipulate it. See that right there? And that still's not printed on the good paper. But man, wouldn't that make a cool t-shirt? I'm having fun making the art project, the art website. MSIEGELART.com. M. Siegel. And for my Mace Rich boys, this is Mace's nephew, Mace Siegel's nephew. But he's painting this art. He feels that the energy that he's putting into these paintings have healing quality. I'm not going to argue. I think it's beautiful art. I like stuff like that. I asked Dr. Carl Miniger when I was a child if he was crazy. And he said we all are. If you know Rosemary Miniger, ask her. She'll remember that story. Topeka Country Club, one of those E.F. Hutton moments. Remember that? when E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. But you know something? When Henry McClure speaks, people are listening. And thank you. I want to thank, and John goes, some Republican uh, House of Representatives guy from Western Kansas. And I don't know who it was, but thank you. And thank you to anybody who listens. There's some people that enjoy my kind of crazy because it's a good crazy. I was telling Bianca today, I saw her today in Kansas City, and oh, you should have seen her. And she won't watch the video. She's these are like reruns to her. But gosh, she was all professionally dressed, and she had a stand-up desk. She's taking care of business and running the show, and I'm so proud of her. I want to do good. I want to do the right thing. Um, Today, a friend of mine asked me about how's things going in my personal life, and I said, I've all I told Bianca this too today too. I go, today all I have to do is show up, and things start working for me. It's nice. I just got to show up. And I do think that 10 years of sobriety probably has a little something to do with it. And you know, one of the reasons I talk about sobriety so much is because Topeka is a backstabbing town. Topeka's an I told you so. It's an I got you. You know, that dude's drinking again because um, they don't want you to be better. They don't want you to get better. No, it's like the food industry. It's like, no, keep eating that terrible stuff. You know, it's like we want to keep treating you. We don't want you to get well. We don't. We want to keep treating the sickness. Hey, go buy him a drink. Come on. We got to get him off the wagon. Although the bar should be on the wagon. If you know, the guys that ain't drinking, we can walk better. The guys on the wagon, that's where the bar should be. You know, you're riding around having your drinks. You're on the wagon. Hey, look at all this. Look at all those non-drinkers off the wagon. That's not really funny to a non-alcoholic. To me, it's hilarious. I'm cracking myself up. But talking about alcoholism and recovery and Topeka, and think about how many people came to Topeka with Meningers to recover for alcoholism. I can name a couple. Who's that? Who's that guy? Chad Everett or something. Chad somebody. A lot of people came here. A lot of people. Jean Tierney was here, and her problem was she had trouble coping with her beauty because God smiles on the pretty people. They do. The pretty people get treated differently. Doors open for them. You know, you get upgraded to first class. I think Farrah Fawcett might have been here for alcoholism. But who cares? Who cares? So after May 2nd, 2015, I got the urge to take a drive, right? And and all I did after May 2nd, 2015 was get to work. I didn't, you know, I didn't have any desire to use drugs. And I always say that. I always say drugs because alcohol's the drug. Alcohol's the gateway drug. Get a couple of cocktails, do a line of cocaine. Hey, after a couple of drinks, that cigarette smells funny. Give me a poke, I never could get drunk enough to stick a needle in my arm. I'll tell you that. There just wasn't enough booze. I hate the thought of needles. But alcohol is the gateway drug. Or maybe processed foods. Let's see here. Somebody buzzed me in. I wonder if somebody's trying to ask me a question over Messenger here. Let's see what this is all about. Man, I don't know what the deal is. I got these friends requests, all these catfish. I'm going to friend everybody because you never know. You never can have too many friends. But so as time marched on, I looked up the 12 steps on the computer because at this point, man, I'm an alcoholic, And so I worked the steps on my own, right? Well, one of the steps was where you tell everybody, it's like confession. You tell them your sins, you tell them everything. And I chose my daughter to tell everything. You know why? Because Topeka is the type of town where somebody trying to get you play gotcha, because that's what Topeka's really about. These are the people of Topeka. They're here. Hey, man, your dad is crazy. Yeah. Did he ever tell you that? Did he ever, whatever. And I said, well, look, I want you to know all the stories so you could look that person in the eye and go, yeah, he told me that. And this is me not hating on Topeka. I was meant to come home. I was. You know what? I was in Kansas City today doing business. And I was driving around. I lived there for a year after I closed down my internet business. And you know something? I felt right at home. I got a text the other day from a guy like, don't give up on Topeka. And Mister, you know who you are? I think you work for the water department. I know you do. Hey, Henry, we got a shut off for you. Oh, all right. I'll go pay the bill. I got everything on auto pay now. That happens. Man, I'm gonna see Bruce tomorrow get a haircut over at the barber shop. We were talking a little bit about religion. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, but it didn't matter. I don't care. But it's like religion is almost like if you're ordering a steak and the person you're with tells you how to eat it, oh, you got to have it rare or get it well done. You know what I mean? How you choose to worship, that's what America was all about, religious freedom. I don't want to be told anything what to do. And I know the landlords are out there. I don't want you telling me I need a license. Well, you know something, if you're a bad landlord, you shouldn't have a license. and I'll pray for you. Amen. But I'm encouraged that Father Lightcap called and is interested in meeting with Father Nikolai. I appreciate that. And I will tell you that when I went to church on Sunday, I felt that Father Lightcap actually apologized for the bishop that talked down to Trump. But we always hear what we want to hear. I'll tell you what, I have selective listening. And you know something? Some days I ought to do more of my homework. I think the one thing that I've let slip by that I can't let slip by, and you know something? I don't want, why should I have to have an elected official ask Chris Kobach for his opinion? I voted for you. Hey, you want an opinion? I'll give you an opinion next time I vote. Now, there's a rule we don't need. The first thing he wants me to do, or at least the office wants me to do, is go back and talk to Rich Eckert. Well, he's the problem, in my opinion. There's over 1,000 properties that still owe property taxes in this town. There isn't any reason. Even Tuck Duncan said we ought to have deed in lieu of foreclosure day. Why? If you want to just give your property back to the county, you know something? If it creates some more jobs that we have to mow some lots, well, look, there's a solution to this. There's a solution. You just got to make deals. County commissioners don't want to have to work. They want to design saloons down in Ward Mead Park. Well, Ward Mead Park's got $500,000 in the bank. You ought to be running it. Hey, I did see Cook the other day. Had a sharp hat on, went and shook his hand, said hello. I even apologized for maybe taking up too much of his time in my public comment. But here's the good thing. Find my YouTube channel, and we're going to have it all archived, because if I ever run for office again, nothing's going to change. Well, maybe it will change if we help John Ocala. And it's our duty to help guys like John that want to bring change. It's our duty. And I can't wait. I can't wait. There'll come a point in time, there really will, where we meld into the party. We meld into Americans. We're just an American. You know what I mean? We're American citizens trying to do the right thing. We're putting Shawnee County first. We're putting America first. I don't agree with Lindsey Graham. I don't agree with, who's the other fellow that's got the big jugulars? The guy that freezes up. Come on, you know who I'm talking about, the Republican senator. That guy needs to retire. Look, you don't have to have term limits, but maybe you have age limits. I'll never forget. Here, Dana's like 90. Dana K. He's 90 years old. He's clipping around at a pace you don't even know. MD, I don't know what you're going to put this under. We've covered a lot of topics. I like my new sign there, baby. America's broker. You know, I did. It's probably my ego. The reason I moved home was because of my grandfather, Judge James A. McClure. Yeah, okay, so I'm guilty. But McClure's are ready. We're ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to keep fighting. But sometimes if you call me up, and if you never call me again, that's fine too, my friend. You know, I just sometimes a guy needs a break, you know? When you're trying to make change personally, you don't want to hear about how it's not going to change. Well, it's not going to change. You're just wasting your time. Well, I think all my campaign ads, I'll bet you a lot of my campaign ads will still be good. If you got a minute, go back and look at the Citizens Committee thing on YouTube channel for the city of Topeka. Go back and look at that. But we've got to resurrect. I gotta get off my ass and do that. We got to get that Citizens Committee in place. And that's the way we take the power away from the Greater Topeka Partnership. Hello, Jamie. Hey, hang on a second here. I don't know why all of a sudden it turned the speaker off. I don't know. I'm making a Henry McClure live. I was going to introduce you to everybody. I'm on my phone. Here, I'm going to call you right back. We'll see if we can get this thing working. Jamie's a web developer.
Hi, Henry.
How are you?
Doing good. Just got back.
All right. Just got back from the market?
Yep.
All right. So, did you get all the images? Did you see the Google Drive that I sent you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It's right here.
So let's work on that. That's the top priority.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on Gardner.
Okay.
What'd you buy at the market? What's for dinner?
For today's lunch, it's sauteed tomatoes and egg.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Tomatoes and eggs.
Yep.
Egg prices have gone up astronomical here.
Well, here in the Philippines, of course, that's not new to us. It's inflation comes often, so we're already used to it.
All right. Well, are we going to go with that office space? Have we talked about that? Have we negotiated a deal?
Yeah. So, like I said, I was actually negotiating with the monthly rent. So, they just reduced like $10 on the price per month. So it's like $4.50 a month.
Okay. What about? Do you have a desk for another guy so we can get another programmer?
Yes. Well, a desk would be it's easy, and the what they call this, the desktop would be the next problem.
Okay. I wish you were. Can you get on Facebook too and be on the phone?
Yes.
Well, tune on to my live right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to I want to talk to you. Hey, this is Henry.
Yeah, sure.
We can have a conference call live on the Henry McClure Live Show. We are glad to have Jamie on. Ooh, I can't stand up. I got to zip my pants up. Excuse me. All right. Might make too many friends. Okay, are you on yet?
Yes.
Okay, see this? MCRE?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, so look, if you're looking at it, it's dull and faded once we've got it up on the sign. So we've got to redo that. So when the sign company blows it up, it's crisper.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get Dean a new file on that.
Yep.
Okay, and then did you see this right here?
Wait. Give me a sec because Facebook has a delay.
How big a delay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I can see that.
Okay, so when they print the art at the print shop, that's how big the art actually gets. So that's just the full image.
Okay.
And so we've got to have higher resolution pictures to be able to blow them up bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on Mike's end.
Okay, so those are the ones that Mike sent.
Yeah.
So I'll be forwarding you the ones that they've sent because that's more on a higher resolution than Mike's.
Okay, well get those to Dean. Do you have Dean's email?
Yes, I do.
All right, send those to Dean, and then we'll get some prints made.
All right.
On the really good paper.
Mm-hmm. And isn't that artwork the one that Mike did for you?
This?
Yeah. Or is it a different one?
No, Mike did that.
No, I mean the greens and blues. For you.
No, mine's got the one for the studio? No, that's got some gold in there. It's the MCRE is in the picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You like the new signs? The
yes,
flag?
I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like working with. We're working with mainline signs.
Mm-hmm.
You know that sign right there is only about $40, $45.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That big of a sign here in the Philippines. If you're gonna make that one here in the Philippines, it's gonna cost you like around more than 50, 100.
Well, my 4x8s are actually, so they're 85 for the 4x8s, and then so that's just a 4x8, cut in half. So whatever half of 85 is, right? So 42.50.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so it's only a couple bucks more if they're $10, or $50 or $100. Well, that's all right. Well, hey, let's get busy, and I'm gonna wind this live up, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, thanks. Enjoy your tomatoes and eggs.
Yes, I will.
All right, Jamie.
Okay.
Bye. One thing I like about working with Jamie is that I can get an assignment at night and he can have it up by the morning. Dude's a hard worker. But find my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. Every time Henry McClure goes live, we archive it. We put the search engine optimization and the graphics. So thank you for the opportunity to have my therapy session with you guys. And it's not going to take too long to find out really who the crazies are. And it's not the guy in the Glass Houses studio. If I'm crazy, it's because I literally believe that we can change things. That's where the insanity lies. That I personally believe Topeka can change. America elected Donald J. Trump to change. It will catch up. You watch. Only takes time. I'm live.